Copshop. You heard of it? I only heard about it like 2 weeks ago. I don't know who directed this, honestly. I didn't check. I rarely ever check directors unless they're like a big name actor or big name director. But this is like a really small budget, I wouldn't go so far as saying indie flick. It's got a couple real big names. Frank Grillo, Gerard Butler's probably the biggest name on there. But it's in essence I don't know it's really what kind of genre to call this. Crime, comedy, little action-ish. It's a weird blend. Frank Grillo plays Teddy Marino, I believe his name is. Fixer, although he doesn't like the term fixer, like a consultant, a manufacturer, if you will, for high-end people and corrupt people, and he messes the wrong people, gets put into the jail cell while going on the run to be safe from these people. But Gerard Butler is a hired hitman, a hired killer to come and get him, and along the way more people try to get him, and it's him trying to survive this, along with this cop who, again, I forget the actress name. She was pretty good in the movie. Who's kind of caught in the middle of this. I'm just of a weird mind about this movie. I will say that I overall enjoyed my experience with the movie. Is it the best movie of the year? God, no. Is it the worst movie of the year? God, no. But I think it hovers right in that nice little middle spot where it's like, okay, I don't hate that I saw this. There's definitely elements I liked about it. Our three main leads, Gerard Butler. Gerard Butler is one of those actors who, even if he's kind of just phoning it in, has just such a natural ability to him that he's just, I don't know if it's the way he presents. I don't know if it's like the Seth Rogen effect where he kind of his just natural charisma and natural mannerisms just really come out into a likable personality, even when he's being a guy who does some horrendous stuff to people. Like what they say this guy has done in his career to people, and a couple of the things we see him do are pretty effed up and pretty hardcore. Like he F's up a crooked cop in the movie at one point really hard, and he's genuinely likable as a whole, just because that's kind of the nature of Gerard Butler. Frank Grillo is another one of those guys who does have a natural appeal to him, although the character they give you in this movie, you're not really sure if you're supposed to like him or not. You do get vibes one way or the other until it's revealed which way he eventually goes. But he's good in the movie. He's still fun, definitely, especially when you get him playing off of Gerard Butler and the cop, definitely. And again, I can't remember it's a black actress. I can't remember her name. But she's a lot of fun in this movie. She's technically your main lead, really. It's weird. It's technically this movie is about Frank Grillo and Gerard Butler, but she, I think, has almost as much screen time as either of them. Actually, maybe even a bit more. So she's technically your lead, and you follow her through it. She does have some dialogue issues, but I think everyone here, save for just Gerard Butler, has some dialogue issues. And then Frank Grillo. Because the script's a little all over the place. Some characters get some really good lines and just have naturally flowing dialogue. Other characters seem a little forced. There is this character you see in the trailer, if you saw the trailer, whose name is his name's Anthony Lamb, and you see the line in the movie where he's like, I'm not a psychopath, I'm a professional, okay? You'll trust me. You'll know what's the difference. Trust me. You'll know when you see it. It's like, see that right there's a psychopath. And sure enough, this guy is a psychopath. This guy has no remorse whatsoever. He's got, I think it's because of the character they give this actor, that character, that makes some of his lines just come off as odd. And then some of the other lines that some of the other cops have, some of it just doesn't strike the right chord, in my opinion. It's also a matter of the script, not as dialogue, but as the overall characterization. Because I'm going to be frank, some of these characters make some really stupid effing decisions. Decisions you would not just readily make. Perfect example, most of the characters die in this movie, to be honest, so no spoiler there. I mean, a little spoiler, but you could kind of get that impression just watching the trailer. But when the guy, again, the psychopath's name is Anthony Lamb. So when one of the cops is actually looking up these guys, and he walks up to the cop, and the cop, instead of going, "You look just like, hands up in your hand," he says like, "You know, you look like this guy." He's like, "No kidding, I look like that guy." It's like, really? And boom, shoots the guy in there. Like, gee, did you think maybe the guy you were looking at in front of you on the screen was the same guy? Like, seriously, that was mind-boggling in terms of like, are we in some weird reality where that would not happen? Because trust me, in America today, oh no, we would probably turn the gun on the guy in an instant. Yeah, there's also like a fire later on in the movie, and some of those flames are very CGI. Woo. Yeah, there are little effects issues. Other than that, though, it's actually not a very long movie. I went in at like 7:45, and there was like 20 minutes of trailers like there normally was. So, I mean, we started at 8:05, maybe 8:10. The movie got out at 9:55, so the movie was barely even an hour 50. So yeah, it wasn't a very long movie. Although it felt properly paced. It never felt slow. It did feel like it wasn't explaining some things. There's to go back to the crooked cop thing, we see very early on this Freudian slip. Well, he is kind of a cock, but we see early on that this cop is crooked, that he's in some bad way. But they never go on to explain how that is, why he did what he did, why he is in a bad way. All we know is that he's crooked and that he's a problem. We also see this with some FBI agents in the movie too, but we never understand why. We just never understand why. Or were they also actually hired hits? Were they the actual FBI but just crooked? We don't get answers to the movie that I feel like the movie kind of should have given us. Now, that's not to say the movie is a bad movie at all. I don't think this is a bad movie. I think this is a competently made movie. It's well directed. There were some weird slow-mo moments that didn't make any sense, but there was some choice. I think overall, I think that's the best way to put it with like the collaboration of problems I have with the movie, is that there were choices made that did not make sense and didn't really add to the movie. They kind of hindered the movie a little bit. But overall, I mean, it's overall well shot. It's well directed. The action sequences, when you get them, are pretty good. The acting for like our big three leads, it's spot on for that, man. I dug it. I'll eat up Gerard Butler any day of the week. And Frank Grillo's always a plus. And I liked the actress. Again, I wish I remembered. I wish I stayed for the credits for her name. Unfortunately, I didn't. Her name's on the poster too. I really should have. I should have gotten that. But yeah, I liked her. I look forward to seeing her in other stuff. But overall, see, this movie kind of falls into a similar spectrum of movies like The Protege, with Michael Keaton, Maggie Q, Denzel Washington, that came out a little while ago that I did a review on. I liked The Protege more than this. Actually, I liked it quite a bit more than this. But I think it falls into that category of movies for me where I enjoyed myself. It had some problems. I'm not going to remember it within a week, except for like when looking back to try to do my top 10s. I'm not going to remember it within a week, but it was still I still enjoyed the experience going to it. And I think that's basically what the takeaway for me for this movie is that I enjoyed my experience going to this movie. Overall, yeah, if you're interested, if you even are aware this movie came out, I would recommend seeing it. I would give it a shot. It's a fun little movie. It is a fun little movie. It does have some violence. It is R-rated for a reason, especially some of the things they say they do and a lot of the gunshot wounds we get here. A lot of blood. But yeah, I would recommend it. I'd recommend it for like at least a matinee minimum. I mean, I'd go pay full price for these, but that's just the way I roll. I mean, do what you got to do. If this were on straight, honestly, I would say this. Even though I am all for supporting the theater going experience, and luckily we get movies like Shang-Chi that come out, Free Guy, The Fast Furious, that clearly are helping the movie theaters really drag customers, moviegoers back in to go watch those movies. This is one of those movies where I say, if we were on streaming, you don't need to go see this in the theater. It's actually a perfectly good rental at home. But I mean, it's if you want to go out and support the theaters, which as far as I know, there's no rental for this at home, and you saw the trailer and you want to see this, I recommend it. I've got no real major problem with it. There's issues with the film, but I liked it. I liked it fine. In terms of trailers, we got plenty of it. Last Duel, that comes out next month. Actually, most of the trailers we got are for movies coming out next month. Halloween Kills, Venom Let There Be Carnage, No Time to Die, The Last Duel. I think the only ones I can think of that we didn't get for next month are with Moonfall, where the moon is literally falling onto the earth. Got Halle Berry, Patrick Wilson. Apparently aliens are doing it, so that's a thing. I'll be honest, I actually don't remember. I don't remember many of the other trailers. We got a lot too. I think the majority of them do come out next month, which makes sense too that they'd be plugging those. I'm trying to think. Did I get any other trailers besides that? I feel like I got one other horror movie trailer. I feel like I did. We didn't get Antlers. I'm gonna see it. That comes out next month too. That got delayed. That looks Guillermo del Toro. That looks creepy and atmospheric, and you got a Wendigo movie. I'm like, Wendigos are like mythological creatures are freaking cool. So superstition. All that. I'm down for Antlers. We didn't get that trailer though, but whatever. I'll see it regardless. Yeah, I don't have much else to add here. I like the film. If you are interested in the film, I do recommend seeing the film. Tomorrow, actually, we're doing a double feature, or at least I'm doing a double feature. We're gonna go. Weird. I am gonna go see Cry Macho tomorrow. We'll see how good it actually is. It looks good. It's Clint Eastwood. He very rarely returns in anything even mediocre. So hopefully it'll be a good movie. The next week is Dear Evan Hansen. Gonna be honest, I'm not overly looking forward to that, but I mean, looks like it's gonna be a good movie. And then Let There Be Carnage in the Addams Family will be the week prior to that, and we're in October at that point. So anyway, I digress. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll see you folks next time.